Dawn on the banks of the Tigris. A young farmer kneels, her hands slick with wet stalks of grain. This simple act, saving seeds for the next season, is the beginning of our story. For the first time, roots held families to one place. A surplus of grain became a surplus of time, giving rise to new ideas. Villages swelled into towns, protected by the first guarded gates. Society was born. To manage this new complexity, scribes pressed symbols into clay, tracking grain, debts, and promises. From these markings came law, a radical idea that strangers could trust one another, that order could rest on shared rules, not just on force. Along the Nile, the Indus, and the Yellow River, civilizations rose with the floodwaters. In the highlands of Mesoamerica and the Andes, cities were carved into mountainsides. Monumental walls and temples signaled a new kind of power, one justified by ancestors and gods. But as cities grew, a different kind of growth began. In courtyards and academias, great questions emerged. Confucian teachings asked about duty. Buddhist philosophy examined suffering. Greek inquiry explored the nature of truth. These ideas reshaped kingdoms, challenging rulers with conscience and soldiers with scholarship. The Hebrew prophets warned that power must serve the poor, or it would break. Our modern debates over justice and meaning began here, in these ancient roots. For centuries, these worlds were connected by fragile threads of land and river. Then the ocean pulled them into one restless global story. A new age dawned with the taste of salt and fear on a creaking caravel in the late 15th century. The Great Columbian Exchange began. Maize and wheat crossed the seas, but so did disease and devastation. It was a collision of worlds that remade diets, redrew maps, and reshaped the very idea of humanity. From this upheaval, new ways of thinking ignited Europe.
The scientific revolution challenged old truths. The Enlightenment championed new rights. In 1517, a protest against the church sparked a fire that spread from pulpits to streets. Nations were forged on promises of liberty, while the engine of capitalism began to count the profits. The world accelerated. Factories roared to life. Railways stitched continents together. But as empires tightened their grip, colonized peoples fought back with boycotts, books, and battle. The question echoed, who is fully human in a world of machines and markets? The answer came in the thunder of 2 world wars and the horror of genocide, culminating in a solemn vow in 1945 to build a world safe from such catastrophe. Yet a Cold War soon divided the globe, even as the tides of decolonization and civil rights surged. By 1965, new laws promised equality, but the struggle for justice continued on the streets. Today, our connections are instant, carried by light through cables under the sea. The digital revolution accelerates everything, shaping our communities, our beliefs, our very biology. As climate pressures mount and power shifts, the ancient questions return. Who belongs? Who decides? Who pays the price? We inherit all of it. The farmers bargain with the soil, the sailors gamble on the sea, and the protesters demand for justice. The story is not over. It is being written now, and our choices travel farther and faster than ever before.